Well, I just picked up this 2003 Yamaha RX-1 Mountain and got it for a screaming deal. It's the 4-cylinder, it is carbureted, obviously 4 strokes, basically like an R1 motor. So I want to use this thing in an airplane, but in the meantime, if I could get it working, then it might be kind of fun to rip it around here. But what somebody did was, they didn't know what they were doing, or I guess they didn't care, maybe. I'm more leaning towards they didn't know what they were doing, because they basically destroyed the snow machine. The whole body's destroyed. The handlebars, all the controls, the track guide system. Everything's pretty much just destroyed. The choke's not there anymore. I mean, it's like running functionality isn't even there because of this kid that tried to make this light. These are not light sleds, full of fluids. They're at least like 600 pounds. They're not light. If you want a light sled, get a 2-stroke. These aren't light sleds. They're fun, they're reliable, all that good stuff, but they're not light. So I'll show you what this guy did. It's pretty bad. See if I can detach my camera. There we go. So here we go, where to start. So one of the first things that I noticed that he did was he took off the bogie wheels, the wheels in the back. He took the 2 outers off. So now basically you're just putting more stress. This is the high fax right here, and it just runs on these little metal tabs, and that's just kind of, you know, makes it run smooth, takes up the friction. But they can get hot, and you don't want, these are heavy, like I said, so you don't want to have a bunch of weight on the high fax. It'll just burn it up. Once you burn through the high fax, then you start getting into this aluminum here, your guides or slides or whatever you want to call them. And that's what's happened here. I just put this wheel on. It wasn't actually on there. I got a whole bunch of bogie wheels and all the different hardware and stuff to put all this stuff back together. But the high fax, right where the wheel was, has eaten through into the aluminum, and now you can see it's really rubbing on the little metal, and then it's also starting to eat into the track. And so then there goes your track. These things are not cheap. I mean, 800 bucks. I mean, that's probably not even a bad deal. So yeah, so these are missing on both sides. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be another one here. I'm still trying to look up everything. There obviously was something there. And then the ones in the back are missing. So that's the first part of this this genius. So then I'm not, like I said, I just bought this, and so I don't even know what it's supposed to look like, but obviously there's a different light. He's taken off the exhaust tips and all that stuff. Again, it's like to save weight, and then see how that's saving so much weight. So those are gone. Then he's got the bars. That's not unheard of, people swapping bars out. But then he's just kind of like crudely hacked up the controls and put different stuff on it, and just kind of, I don't know what it was you know, supposed to look like, but I mean, there's my ignition right there. You know, when you start seeing tape on, I think those are just breathers, but I mean, this is some serious hack job. I mean, if it was just a piece of crap machine, I'd just say, ah, whatever, you know, who cares? Yeah, maybe hack it up. But these are expensive machines. I mean, it's a good motor. It's got a lot of good stuff going for it. I just don't see why why would you do that to it? So yeah, I guess I'm going to put it together the best I can, try and find out what's missing, but I'm not looking to spend any money on this sled because I only want to run it enough to make sure that the motor is performing, you know, to my expectations. I'm going to use it as like an airplane motor. It'd be better to test it in the sled than to put it in the plane or something and try and, you know, taxi around and see how it goes. I mean, that's not that great. So I mean, that's basically it. You can just see that, you know, it's like, I don't even know how this thing went together, if this stuff, if that even right, you know, it's like somebody just drilled holes in everything. It's just crazy. One of the skis is just wired together. It did come with a bunch of parts, so I do have some parts I can mess with. Came with two instrument panels, so that makes me wonder. It's like, well, this one says it's got like 3,000 miles. I haven't plugged the other one in yet to see what it's got. I think there's also supposed to be like a cover, something like here. It's got little tabs where something would have fit in there, so I think there was probably a cover over the tank, some kind of guard. Let's see, he just cut off the freaking, it's just a oil, what is it? I'm still trying to learn. So there's the oil tank, and that wire's been cut off of there, and that's a level sensor. And this thing actually has a fair amount of electronics. It doesn't like to lose, you know, its sensors and stuff, and so of course when it's running, it's, you know, got all kinds of codes, so, or well, you know, temperature alerts and oil alerts and check engine, all this stuff, because it's all disconnected. I mean, obviously it's got all kinds of safeties programmed into it. I mean, I get, if you knew what you were doing, hey, go for it, but this guy clearly didn't know shit about shit. So but so far all I can say is that I did rip it to like maybe 1 mile. It does seem to run properly. I mean, you can see if you fire it up. Or maybe, oh yeah, you gotta do this fucking, yeah. Does that look right? No, I don't think that's right. Funny, because it sounds like a motorcycle. It sounds like a race bike. So yeah, I mean, it does seem to run pretty good, so it's, like I said, why trash it, why beat it up? If you wanted a lightweight mountain sled, go buy one, you know? Don't fucking buy one of these things and then fuck it up. But, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of hard because I've never even seen one of these things before. I've known about them for a long time. I've been keeping an eye out for these engines, but yeah, it's like I don't even get to know what's missing. So I think it's ripped through here too. Yeah, this is where the other wheel's missing here, this bogey wheel, and I can feel we're down to the aluminum. You can see the Hyfax here is like it's not even connected. It's got a hole through it. So all that does is you just eat through the track. And I mean, there's such things as normal wear. I mean, that thing's ripped a little bit, but yeah, pulling off the bogey wheels on the outside, I mean, that just, I mean, look, there's no Hyfax here, and that wheel is supposed to keep it away, but the wheel's gone, so now it's not there to protect it. So like I said, it's just gonna start wearing the track down. So if you don't know how to work on a sled or take care of shit, then I'd say, you know, maybe take it to the dealer, or I don't know, find a new hobby. Hopefully this guy found a new hobby, because this shit's ridiculous. These things were like 11 grand new, and now look at it. I got it for 1,600 bucks. And I think economically I could fix this thing back up. It's never gonna look quite the same, but I could fix it up probably under $500 to get the new Hyfax. I think I'm still missing a couple bogey wheels and just kind of a general cleanup. I'm sure I could do it for pretty cheap, but I don't see the point. I'm just gonna put it together as good as I can, test it out for a while, make sure everything works good, and then maybe in the spring I'll start taking the motor out, and I've got to build my own exhaust, and it's gonna take me a long time. So I guess you got to start somewhere. So yeah, we'll see. I'll see if I can at least find enough stuff that's missing to make this stupid thing work properly. I still got the beautiful phaser. This thing's fun as hell. I'm just gonna ride this. I got the little rollers and stuff now too, so it's kind of cool. Roll it around the garage. Anyways, well, see how it goes.